Get right to the floor show. Joining me now, veteran trader Sarge Guilfoyle, president of Sarge 986. Sarge, you know, if you look at the Dow heat map overall here, the coldest name right now is NVIDIA, which, by the way, is up more than 44% year to date. It's got a market cap of $4.7 trillion, so I'm not too worried about a $5.3 billion sale by SoftBank. But tell our viewers what to think of the SoftBank sale and the move that NVIDIA is seeing here. Well,
SoftBank's money is out of the stock already, so why are you selling it today? That's about the silliest things I ever heard. That's doing something because...
Well, he didn't. He sold October.
Right, but you found out about it today. So it's selling off because the algorithms, the keyword reading algorithms that replace the floor traders are selling the stock.
Okay.
Human beings who are sentient are not selling the stock, all right? The AI trade is still healthy. NVIDIA is still healthy. Lisa Su turned around the whole NASDAQ today with her conference over at AMD, and you saw the nice comeback we had there. AMD went from being down to being higher. I think this trade is healthy, and I'm still in this trade.
Well, let's just say that AMD, at its Analyst Day, she busted out some major moves. Among them, I found this really interesting. She said she's on track for tens of billions of dollars in AI data center revenue. Okay, they are the big competitor to NVIDIA here. More importantly, she expects to have a double digit of the market share for these very sophisticated AI chips by 2027.
I'm much bigger in AMD than I am in NVIDIA.
Why?
Because I have been a believer in Lisa Su since she got here in 2014. She is on my small group of, let's say, ROCKSTAR CEOs. Not that Jensen Huang isn't, but that Lisa Su is special. She's up there with Alex Karp, with Anthony Noto, with several of the, with Sir Peter Beck from Rocket Lab. She's with that small group that when you hear them speak, you believe. Satya Nadella is another one.
You know, she's really focusing on not taking on NVIDIA, she would say that, but it's got to be in the back of her mind, and it feels like there's more opportunity to run there. She's striking deals right and left. But does the AI trade look a little fatigued at the moment?
You know, I don't think so. I added some pounds here this week. I think that, yes, does it have to consolidate? Of course it does. We went parabolic in the last 6 weeks. I mean, so yeah, we're going to consolidate. We may see some contraction. It is still the trade. AI, quantum computing, space, the growth names where the extension in valuation was, that's still the trend I want to be in going out through the end of the year.
When you look at the broader market, nice moves overall. Who would have thought after Liberation Day in April, where the market tanked, that in the rearview mirror would have been the best time to buy? That's a Buffett move. He waits till everybody's freaking out, and then he dives in.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, truly incredible. And speaking of Buffett, you started off speaking about Berkshire Hathaway and Buffett. I actually got out of Berkshire Hathaway. So I think you're going to see some of that because I invested in Buffett. I didn't invest in the name Berkshire Hathaway. And I thought Buffett was the greatest investor of all time while I was growing up and learning how to invest. And he was the guy I tried to emulate before I learned about technical analysis and momentum trading and all that. My first love was fundamental trading, and he was the best at it. So I always stayed invested in him. Greg Abel, I'm not saying I won't invest in him, but prove it, man. I'm from Missouri.
You are, that's right. And by the way, when you say that you were studying up on Buffett, when did you find the time? I want our viewers to know on this Veterans Day that Sarge is a veteran. You joined the Marines at age 17. You were just a young pup. What drove you to do that?
I was turned down by the Marines when I was 13, and I was turned down by the Army when I was 15. My father was a soldier, and he set the example. I always wanted to be a soldier or a Marine. My son also joined at 17. He joined the Army. We have a family legacy of service. We're not career soldiers. We're basically guys who show up when you need us, but we all give to the country a little bit.
And something that I also want our viewers to know, after the war began in Iraq and Afghanistan, Sarge decided he wanted to join again. The Marines told him he was too old because he was 45, but the Army took you. So you were both a sergeant in the Marines and the Army.
In the infantry and both.
Thank you for your service. Bravo. Sarge Guilfoyle, one of my faves.